Most people think improvement is about results, better grades, higher income, a promotion, a finished project. We measure progress in outcomes because outcomes are easy to see. But in some places, improvement is measured very differently, not by what you achieve today, but by how you practice tomorrow. And that difference quietly changes everything. Imagine two students preparing for the same exam. One lives in a typical Western city. His schedule looks responsible. Classes during the day, study sessions in the evening. Maybe a productivity app, a timer, a few YouTube study hacks. The goal is clear: perform well on the exam. If the result is good, the system worked. If the result is bad, something needs to change. Everything revolves around the result. Now imagine another student. This one lives in Japan. The exam still matters. Of course it does. But strangely, the exam is not the center of the system. Practice is. Instead of constantly asking, "Will this help me get a better score?" the focus is quieter. Am I improving the way I practice? It's a small shift in thinking, but over years, it creates a completely different relationship with work. In many Western systems, training is built around performance checkpoints, tests, deadlines, quarterly targets, annual reviews. Each one acts like a scoreboard, and scoreboards change behavior. When results are the primary goal, people naturally optimize for speed. Shortcuts appear. You memorize what's necessary for the exam. You complete the project just well enough to satisfy the deadline. You focus on what will be evaluated. This isn't laziness, it's basic psychology. Humans optimize for the metric they're measured by. If results are the metric, results become the strategy. But there's a hidden cost, because results are unstable. A good outcome doesn't always mean the system was good. And a bad outcome doesn't always mean the process was wrong. But when results dominate training, the process slowly disappears. Japanese training traditions often approach improvement differently. In martial arts, music, craftsmanship, and even school routines, repetition becomes the center of development. The same movement, the same exercise, the same fundamentals, again and again, not because it's exciting, but because mastery is built through familiarity so deep that the action becomes natural. A sushi apprentice may spend months learning how to prepare rice. A calligraphy student may practice a single stroke hundreds of times. From the outside, this can look inefficient, slow, even excessive. But something subtle is happening. They are not training for the next performance. They are training the system behind the performance. In psychology, there's a simple idea. Performance is temporary. Systems are permanent. If your system improves, results eventually follow. But if your focus stays on results alone, the system rarely evolves. And this pattern shows up far beyond school. It appears in modern careers too. What remains doesn't feel like failure, but it also doesn't feel like progress. So the focus shifts toward the next result, a raise, a promotion, a new job. And when the raise arrives, the system often stays the same. Income rises, expenses quietly adjust, comfort expands, but the underlying habits remain untouched. Just like studying only for the exam, the focus stays on the next visible outcome. The system behind the outcome never receives attention. Mastery thinking works differently. The quiet question becomes, what system produces this result? Instead of chasing better outcomes, the focus moves toward refining the process. The investor studies how decisions are made, not just which stock performed well. The writer studies how they think, not just what they publish. The athlete studies how they train, not just whether they win. This type of thinking is slower, sometimes frustratingly slow.
because results may not change immediately. But over time, something interesting happens. Systems compound. A slightly better way of practicing, a slightly clearer thinking routine, a slightly more deliberate financial habit. Each one is small,
almost invisible in the short term. But after years, the gap between result-focused people and system-focused people becomes obvious, not because one group worked harder, but because one group kept refining the machine that produces results. There's also an emotional difference. Result-focused living creates constant tension. Every outcome feels like a judgment. Did the project succeed? Did the investment grow? Did the test score improve? Each answer carries emotional weight. But when the focus moves toward mastery, something softens. The question changes: did I practice the system well today? The result still matters, but it stops being the only measure of progress. This quiet shift reduces the invisible pressure many people carry, the pressure of feeling productive but still unsure if they're moving forward. And this might explain why mastery traditions feel strange to many modern professionals. They seem slow, unoptimized, almost outdated, but they are built on a different assumption, that the real goal is not the next result. The real goal is building a process so stable that results eventually become predictable. Not immediately, but inevitably. And sometimes, the difference between constant effort and quiet progress isn't discipline. It's where attention is placed, on the scoreboard or on the practice itself. If this perspective made you pause for a moment, you can leave a like or subscribe for more quiet explorations like this. Not for motivation, just for clearer thinking.